What's going on, guys? B.Million here from Million Reflections Luxury Automotive Detailing out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We have a pretty windy day. It's very overcast. It doesn't look like it's good detailing weather today, so I wanted to take advantage of posting a few videos since I'm not going to be on the job today. I want to be able to do a couple product reviews. I'm also setting up for another video that I think a lot of people will be very interested in. But I want to talk about the Eagle One Triple Foam Destroys Grease, Grime, and Brake Dust Cleaner. So Eagle One this year has came out with a couple new products. One product we've seen a bit about on YouTube, or just we've heard about just from word of mouth, is their pH neutral iron decon iron fallout remover. This is not that product. This is their other one that they came out with, and basically it is still pH neutral, but it is fortified for aluminum wheels and PVD wheels, aluminum and PVD. It says it all around here, so you think there's actually more, and they're just repeating the same thing. But they also have another one that's formulated for like Plasti Dip and other stuff like that. That's another product. We'll talk about that in the future, probably in the next couple weeks. But I wanted to go ahead and showcase this product because I haven't heard anyone talk about it. So I wanted to kind of do a review on it, my initial thought process of it. Why would a product like this be important? If you have aftermarket wheels, if you have some type of wheels that are not clear coated and they are very, very sensitive, and you don't want to put any acidic properties or acidic materials on it, you want to go with a product like this. Now, I know that a lot of those fallout removers, they are pH neutral, but there are also acids inside of them. And so if you're not careful, they can even etch or cause a little damage. I've never had that case happen, but I've heard of people talk about that. Of course, you got to be a little skeptical about, well, what process are you using? How are you doing it? Or, what are you doing that's causing an issue? But something like this is going to be completely safe for it. It is not a color changing formula. The only colors that is being changed is when you're putting a clear liquid in contact with dirt, and then of course it turns the color of dirt. But I want to see, is this a spray and rinse off product, or am I going to have to do some agitation? So I've got about 500 miles on my wheels right here, and it's pretty dirty. You can see that I just kind of wiped it. Got some dirt on there. Sorry, I'm not trying to flick off the camera, guys. I'm not doing that. But that's just the finger I use to wipe it off. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna spray. It says step 1: wear eye protection and rubber gloves. Make sure wheels are cool. Well, the wheels are cool, but we're gonna be rebels today and not use eye protection or gloves just because that's how we roll, right? 2, for professional results. Spray and soak for 30 seconds, one wheel at a time. So for any of you detailers out there, we don't have time to sit around and wait. We're not going to do one wheel at a time. We're going to spray it on all the wheels and get back to the first one and start working. But we'll do one wheel at a time today. 3, scrub thoroughly with a sponge or brush to dissolve heavy buildup. So we are going to see if we can just go ahead and spray and rinse off. If we have to do that, we will. I have a little brush for that. And 4, rinse completely to reveal a showroom clean wheel, whatever. So since they said use gloves, then probably the product is not good for skin contact. That being said, smell test. It has a mild cleaner smell. It doesn't smell aggressive, but it doesn't smell like those fallout cleaners either, with those heavy acids in them that make it smell like rotten eggs. So that we don't have that, thank God. But there is some lubricity. I feel it. And so that's probably good for the actual scrubbing process. And so far it passes that. I like the bottle. I like the packaging. It's pretty nice. Eagle One really stepped up recently with these bottles. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and let's get it going. Okay, so automatically as I'm spraying it, I do not like the way the sprayer actually sprays. And the more I do it, the better it's getting, though, so that's good. Let's get in the barrels. I'm not going to go trying to clean barrels, but might as well saturate the whole wheel, right? I'm using a ton of product. Is that necessary? So I don't have many clients where a product like this would be necessary, but I do have you have those clients every once in a while that they do have aftermarket wheels, and you have to put extra precaution. A lot of times what I see a lot is, especially on Mercedes as well, you have those satin black wheels that you can definitely tell are not clear coated. It might still be factory, but it is totally not clear coated. And so you want to use a product like this, or something in the lines of this. Maybe not this one, but we'll see if it's something that we should use or not. But you want to use a product along these lines, pH neutral or just safe for aluminum. Word of wisdom: don't use acid. Don't use acid on those wheels. I've never made that mistake. I've intentionally done it, because I've had customers with bare aluminum wheels that were heavily rusted, and they didn't care about oxidation. They didn't care about whether it looked polished or not. They just wanted the oxidation to be off. So I did it, and they liked it because it looked a lot better. But of course, it needed polished. So it's been about 30 seconds, and let's see. Okay, let's get it. Yeah, guys, I know I'm getting real close to the wheel here, but I'm a rebel. And plus, this is only 1,750 PSI, whatever. I got a new pressure washer because the old one broke down on me. I should do a review on the Ryobi pressure washers. They're garbage. They're junk. I've gone through 2 of them in 4 months, so done. But let's go and let's take you in. Now, did it clean a lot of it? Yeah, it definitely cleaned a lot of it, that's for sure. But you can tell in here, there's a lot of dirt and grime in there. So yeah, you can see my finger wipe down there. Let's do a different finger. You know, there's still dirt on it, so you're gonna have to go ahead and go in with some agitation. But for I'd say I'd compare it to a strong degreaser as far as a spray and rinse off product. I mean, a lot of non-acid wheel cleaners might give similar results. You know, you could expect to do some agitation, even with you know, even if you're using those fallout removers. I think the only products out there where you really don't have to agitate is when you're using straight up acid, or even not straight up, but you know, you're on a tilt here. Let's get you off tilt. But you know, when you're using some type of acid, like a wheel acid, that people are afraid of, I do use them sometimes. I use them in certain scenarios. I just told you about one about a minute ago. I told you about the one vehicle with the wheels. You know, I have it on hand. I don't use it on every car. I use it on vehicles where, you know, I've talked about before how I have one account where I do a fleet wash just because it's a school and there's teachers there, and I like to take care of the teachers. For there, as long as that doesn't damage the wheel, I will go ahead and use acid there. But when I'm going to a client charging, you know, I charge higher than most people. Lower than some, but higher than most for maintenance services. You know, I'm going to use a non-acid wheel cleaner. I might use something like this. Brake Buster from PNS is a decent product. I'll use that, or there's just some local non-acid wheel cleaners that around where I live that I could use. So I'm going to spray one more time, and we're going to agitate it, and we're going to see how it actually works with agitation. Am I going to worry about letting it sit? No. I mean, look, it's probably going to do the same anyway. But it definitely is foaming, and what I like about foamers is that foamers cling. They cling to the surface, and you can see that the foam, I mean, yeah, it's running down, but the wheel's wet too, so that's gonna cause some discrepancy there. But you know, for the most part, the foam is clinging, and it's staying on the surface. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take one of these old. This is not the Chemical Guys one. This is from SM Arnold. You know, honestly, most of these companies that, you know, like Chemical Guys, where they have the Boar's hairbrush, and all these companies that come out with these brushes, they're just going to SM Arnold or companies like that, high tech, and they're just having them make these brushes for them. So pretty much the same thing anyway. But let's go ahead and let's get in there, see how it actually works with some agitation. I'd hope that it works well. I will say, as I'm using it more, I do like the smell of it. The aroma that comes off, it's bright, but it has a semi-sweet smell to it. It's not like a sweet, like candy smell, but there's like a semi-sweet smell to it. I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to think of the right words, but it's like a semi-sweet smell. I can't put my finger on it. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, probably not, be like, oh, that was it, and then I'll make a video tomorrow about my encounter in the middle of the night. But yeah, you know, we've got some good agitation over here. Pretty thorough. I'm just using this brush. Yeah, it's taking me a little bit longer than I normally would with a different brush, but I was hoping I wouldn't have to use a brush, to be honest. But you know, you have to have your expectations realistic, guys. It is what it is. It's still a retail product. Let's rinse it off. Alright, so that's that. The wheel looks clean. Still I have a little dirt coming off from specific areas, so I'm going to flat out and say this is not an aggressive cleaner. It works. It's a good maintenance thing, you know, but if you have some heavy brake dust on there, which this wasn't heavy, but certain spots are heavy because I've never actually done a deep, thorough clean on it. But if you've got some heavy brake dust on it, you're probably going to want to take a different route. Probably one of those fallout removers probably will do it well, or even acid. Acid would work great on this wheel. Yeah, it would work tremendous on it, and I'd definitely recommend it for that. But there's, like, in these, around where these little nuts and bolts and all that stuff, these little gaps right here, there's like little brake dust deposits in here that just aren't coming off. And I don't think it's very good with heavy grease, because I'm starting to see some residue come up on my hands, and I'm starting to think that this is probably just a decent brake dust remover. It's not going to remove heavy grease or anything like that. So definitely you don't want to use it on tires. I mean, if you use it on tires, I don't think it'll hurt, but is it really going to get the job done? I don't think so. It's not formulated for that, but you know, I don't see it turning brown. I don't see it reacting. So, guys, that's the Eagle One PVD and aluminum triple cleaning foam. Destroys grease, grime, brake dust, and reveals a mirror-like finish for aluminum and PVD wheels. Well, this isn't aluminum or PVD, so that's probably why it's on a mirror-like finish. But I just want to see how it would work out, you know. I picked it up. I'm going to get the other one, the fallout remover that clings and turns purple and all that stuff. I don't like them on wheels, but we'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. What's the worst that could happen, right? We don't like it, and it's $6 a bottle. So actually, it's closer to $6.50 for the other one. This one was $7 a bottle. But guys, once again, Eagle One PVD and aluminum. Do I recommend it? If you have a wheel that is specifically, you know, if PVD or aluminum, if you are very conscientious about your wheel and you have to have something safe because there's no clear coat and you don't want to etch, well then yeah, I'd say go with this. But if that's not a concern for you, I say stay away from it. Stay away from a product like this, or stay away from this specific product, because it's not going to really do you any good. Like I said, there's still some grease on here and it says it removes grease, so will it even work on aluminum? That's my question. There's other products out there that are better for those situations, but I'd say 1 out of 10, 5. That's an average product. It is what it is. Behind the counter I got it at Pep Boys. I like the bottling, so hey, we'll take it up to a 6 because of the bottling, because they really up their game with these bottles. So I say in that case, yeah, we'll go for it. But guys, Bo Million here from Million Reflections Luxury Automotive Detailing. Please like, share, subscribe for more great content. And guys, I'm here for you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in.